It's a very rewarding job. Once you have the art down of being able to put the knife to the carcass and get a nice cut of meat out of it, it's incredibly rewarding and nice to know that you can turn this farmer's animal into like a beautiful piece of meat to sell.
One of our students just came over to see what we were doing, and after I just kind of showed him and talked to him kind of like I've been talking to you, he said, "I think I need to take your class."
The more that people know about what we do, the better the chances are that we'll be able to entice people to come in.
I mean, they can work in one of the several slaughterhouses in the state. We've gotten less slaughterhouses, but the ones that we have are very, very good. They're expanding and they're hiring. The wages have gone up because of that demand.
Local has been the fastest growing part of what I've seen in my time in the industry, which is over 40 years.
That whole industry is just huge and it's exploding. There were a lot of people looking at grass-fed beef, grass-fed lamb, pasture-raised pork, and there were huge markets in Boston and New York very close to us for those products with the Vermont brand on them. We were in a pinch in Vermont to have enough processing space to do the animals to meet that demand. So on one end of it, we had this consumer demand. On the other end of it, we had farmers producing really, really incredible meat products. I think what we're trying to do is bring back that artisan butcher.
A butcher is held in high esteem.
The work is extremely hard work. It's hard, and it takes someone that's interested in doing any of the jobs, not just centering on one. If they come in with a desire to work, that's enough for me. We'll teach them. We've got roughly 340 years of experience in there, and those people will share.
Tell me about George as a teacher. What can the class expect when they see George go to work?
When I look at George, he's very, very passionate about what he does, and as a student, him teaching from his passion is very rewarding, and you learn a lot.
When we're talking about our program, we're talking about 4 core standards. We're talking about teaching our students knife skills. We're talking to them about the anatomy and physiology of animals. We want them to know food safety inside out and backwards. The most important piece of that is we want them to clearly understand the ethical treatment, handling of animals and meat products.
I've told all my students that treat that animal with the respect that it's due. It died, so you get every usable piece, treat it with respect and care.
You're also going to be learning how to break carcasses down into primals and then into their subprimals. You learn how to cut meat in a grocery store setting, which is totally different than a slaughterhouse setting.
Most of the meat cutters that we have trained, or a lot of them, have been females. And they are going into this industry and they are doing a great job.
I would look forward to the opportunity to show women what they can do in this industry, because they can do it. I mean, it's definitely a tough job. You mentally have to be strong and patient. But as far as the physicality of it, yes, it requires some brute physical work, but there's always someone around to help, and women can be very successful in the meat industry.
When you look out over a field that you've just mowed and raked and baled, and you have a feeling inside that you can't explain, and if you had to explain it, they wouldn't understand anyway, that comes with this. This is so connected to agriculture that you when you look over and you've done 8,000 pounds of product all boxed and it's ready, there's a reward that we don't talk about it, but you feel it.
We certainly would not be able to run this program without Vermont Livestock. They open their doors wide open to us to use their facilities. They have scholarshiped several students into our program. They have hired several of our students. Most of our teachers are their staff. George is, Hillary was.
We start off each cohort with the poultry class, because within that one class, you're able to learn the handling of the animal all the way through from the kill to the evisceration to the processing to the packaging. So you're getting our entire course within one course.
And then we put them up here. This is called shackling. That scent gland needs to come off. Next step in the process. It's called a J cut. We're going to cut down, get the pelvis So we have the J cut done. Come in here, we cut that flap. We eviscerate. At this point, all the internal organs are out. That needs to go to the inspector.
I'm just skinning, I'm prepping this for stew, cleaning off all the outside membrane and excess fat.
Yep.
Just good clean beef for stew. Does Kevin still work? This is the loin. Tri-tip.
What's the most profitable part of the loin?
Your tenderloin.
Yeah.
Of course, that depends on the market. Butterfly this. Oh, it looks like an old crow, whatever you want to call it. This is a boneless strip. That's bottom round. Use a sirloin tip for lemon oil. Sirloin steaks, sirloin tip steaks. Notice the temperature is a little colder than normal. Preferably, it should be at 40 degrees or colder for bacteria control.
Wow, that is pretty.
That would be boneless ribs.
This kid came back to me after Thanksgiving, and it was with so much pride that not only did he bring the bird but he knew how to carve it.
He had taken the carcass of the turkey and cut every single ounce of meat off that carcass. And then he came back and told us about it, and he was glowing. He was so excited with what he was able to do with this turkey. He was like, look what I have learned from my class. And it was pretty incredible, and I think his whole family was really proud of him too, that he could do that.
There's no more prideful group about what they do than the folks that are in the meat cutting industry.